Hello everyone, welcome to our video on the use of online tools. Hopefully this will be useful in explaining how to use the Google Drive, the Google Classroom, and Moodle. Here's a quote from Goethe related to the use of new ideas and technologies. He says, "There is nothing more frightful than ignorance in action." You see, tools are meant to improve efficiency. They are meant to make life easier. However, if you don't know how to use a tool, you're better off not using it at all. To illustrate the use of technology, let's watch this short clip from SpongeBob to see what could be the consequences of not knowing how to use the technology. In this short clip, SpongeBob and his friend Patrick made the mistake of smearing permanent paint over Mr. Krabs' first dollar. They tried various methods to try to remove it. Let's watch it.
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
It didn't work.
And obviously, it didn't work. First of all, let's tackle Google Drive. You can access your Google Drive by going to drive.google.com. Before anything else, if you're going to use any Google related application, you're going to need a Google account, and that's synonymous to making a Gmail. Here we have your first look for your Google Drive, and this is how it looks like. You have folders and some various documents. I set up an example for you guys. You will more intuitively understand the Google Drive if you regard it as just like your Windows Explorer, but over the internet. You can have folders, documents, music, videos, and even applications stored. The advantage of the Google Drive is that it is cloud-based or saved over the internet, so you can access your files from another computer as long as you have the internet. And you can also share your files to your contacts. A very useful feature of Google Drive is that even if you don't have Microsoft Office, you can still make Word files, spreadsheets, or even PowerPoints with Google Slides. What's more, you can also make other files like Google Forms or Google Drawings, but we won't be using much of those. Here I already have a sample folder for CFA Homeschool, and in here I have a student folder. Most of your work will be actually be over at Google Classroom because it is easier to monitor for both student and teacher. But sometimes Google Drive will still be used. In that case, please be informed of whatever folder naming standard will be advised. To share any file or folder, simply right-click on the file and choose Share. Here you can specify the recipients and the settings if they have permissions to edit or just view your files. And that would be pretty much the overview of how to use your Google Drive. And related with the use of Google Drive is the use of Google Forms, although it's more of your teachers making Google Forms and sending them to you as quizzes or exams. Here I made a sample quiz, and most of the time you will be asked for your email address. So you just put it in there, put your student name, and just press next for the next parts of your quiz. And here, I just made up some random questions, some very easy ones, just for the sample. Here, it's asking, what is your favorite color? So you can have multiple choice questions like these with photos. And you can also have questions that require short answers, like, who is the person in the picture? And obviously, that would be Dr. Jose Rizal. You just type in your answer like that. So that's an example of a short answer question. And on the last page, the part two, here's another multiple choice question with four photos. Which among the following is a good pet? So you could just choose either any of them, and I'll choose the cat. And question number four, you can have a paragraph answer type of question. where and number 3 and 4 are also related questions. So it depends on your teacher on their style of making the quiz or the exam. So I'll put in an answer because cats are cute. There you go. Number 5, upload a picture of your favorite animal, real or fiction. So in some exams or quizzes, you will be requested to upload a file, and you could just click add file and select files from your computer, like so. And we're going to upload that dog PNG. And after you upload it, that's your quiz finished. You can submit it, and you've finished your quiz. You can view your score or go back to your assignment in Google Classroom. All right. That concludes all for the Google Drive, and we'll now discuss an overview for Google Classroom. And you can access your Google Classroom by going to the link classroom.google.com. All right, this is the front page for your Google Classroom. And here I have a sample account of a student, and he is enrolled in 2 classrooms, statistics and probability, and this one, Google Classroom for noobs. Okay, we're going to go through this one as a sample. And on the top right here, this is the navigation tab. You can go back to your courses. You can check your calendar or your to-do list for your assignments and homeworks. And you can intuitively understand the Google Classroom if you think about it as like a timeline for your a Facebook timeline. And in this part here, you can upload your you can post your status message such as I'm having difficulty with the assignment. Can anyone help me? And you can post that to the group and everyone will see that. And you can see here the teacher has uploaded various homeworks and quizzes. So you can check that in your quote unquote feed here in Google Classroom. And on the top here, you have your stream or your feed, your timeline. People are like your friends or your contacts. You can see your teacher up here and your classmates. And in the middle, this is like the content, the classwork. If you click on this, you can see this, all these. These are all the pending work that you have to do. And in your stream, up here in view your work, you can check quickly what you have already passed to your teacher or what you are still about to do, which is still due. And going back to the classwork, you can check each and every one on what you have to do. Here are the description, and this is the link to the quiz right here. And there's also another quiz, and it just says upload anything, and we already handed that in. We just uploaded a file and passed the work. And exams are pretty much just like your quizzes, and you just have to mark it as done in your to do section over here. Here, for example, in online quiz, supposing that you already did it, you can just click here, mark as done. Or you can also add files to to augment your submission, or you can create a new file such as a Word document, a PowerPoint, a spreadsheet. There. We'll mark that as done so that you'll just see how it looks like. It gave us a prompt that we didn't attach any work, but we'll mark it as done anyway. There. As you can see, it also has here a little reminder that we handed the assignment late, and there are no works attached. And you can also message your teacher right here on the bottom. You can say that I passed it late because I finished it late. It's just a sample. All right, so that's pretty much your overview for using the Google Classroom, and I hope that was useful. We'll move on to the next one. For the last one, we are going to discuss an overview for using Moodle, and you can access that in cfaonlinemodules.com. All right, I open here CFA Online Modules, and I'm here at the front page of the Catholic Filipino Academy Virtual School, and this is our site. So your username and your password will be first given to you by your advisor, and you could just when you receive it, you can change your password later. So here, I'm going to enter here my username, my password there, and we'll log in as a student. The first thing you'll see is your home page for your courses. You can see the where you are enrolled in. And as for this account, I enrolled it in the grade 11. And here you can see all the exams that are due. And it's also divided into four sections according to strands. So we have here arts and design, the STEM strand, the ABM, the Hume strand, and the ABM strand. So you just choose which exam you are under your own strand, and you'll answer that exam. But for before that, we'll try this one, the sample course that I made, and and from here, from the home page, you can actually see that it gives you a reminder that you have quizzes that are due. And when you click that, it gives here a summary of which exam that is, when it will be due, and how many attempts you have made. So we'll go to that and finish our attempt. So here it is, sample exam prelims. So this is just an example. It's not exactly an exam. So I've already answered it before, and it says here finished, and I can reattempt the quiz because depends on your teacher. You can reattempt your exams depending on your teacher, not every subject. Anyway, for this one, let's reattempt the quiz. So number of attempts allowed are 2, and we are about to start a new attempt. So we're going to go ahead with that. So here we have, it has a different look from the Google Classroom, but it's more, this one has more features than the Google Classroom. It's more customizable. So for here, it's asking us, what is the name of our national hero? Again, it's Jose Rizal. What is your favorite color? Let's choose that one. Which is a good pet? And you can, for this one, you can actually have multiple answers here as opposed to Google Classroom. And we can also have a paragraph type of question. You can upload videos and even videos or photos to your answer, or even links. You can also create a table if that's important for your answer. So for here, we'll just put in here all the pets are good. Finally, this is another example of a short answer question. We'll put it in here. This answer. Okay. And what's interesting is supposing we actually forgot to answer this, when you proceed to the next section, it will give you a reminder that a summary of your whole exam. You'll see here that it recorded that you've answered questions 1 to 4, but you haven't answered number 5 yet. So you can return and finish completely your exam. So we're going to put that in here there, and we're going to go back to the last part, and you'll see that it updated your summary and you answered number 5. So you can submit this at this point, and you'll finish your exam. So you can, after answering the exam, it will give you a review of your answers of which questions you got correct. But some questions, most especially essay type of questions, the teacher would have to manually check these questions. So as you can see in question number 4, it's not graded yet. So we'll finish the review, and you can see that it's not yet graded because there's an essay question there. And back to the course. So pretty much that's how to answer exams in Moodle. So as a short summary, in home, when you press home, you'll have the courses that you're enrolled in. You choose which course, and under this course, all the exams that you have to take are already here. Of course, if you click on this, for example, you can't see the exam exactly because the exam is already closed. So the teacher has to reopen it before you can see the questions. So for example, if you are under the science, technology, and mathematics strand, all your exams are right here. So it's also further divided into 4 quarters: the finals, pre-finals, midterms, and the preliminary. There, I hope that that was useful. And that is the overview for using your Moodle and taking exams. As we conclude our video, here are a few tips on how you can use technology correctly. Here are a few tips. Number one, I suggest that you go experiment. You, it's somewhat a short suggestion from me that you should make your education pay off. You gotta read the instructions, read the prompts, read the suggestions, or even read tutorials. Because most applications, especially from the ones that we will use from Google, they have these short tutorials that will make you understand at the basic level of how to use them. So read. I really suggest that you read the instructions. Number two, try the buttons out. So you won't know what it does if you don't try it out. So just make sure that you don't just click buttons at random, and you might be erasing your work. So that's why I mentioned that you have to read what you're trying out. Right. So do not be hasty. Haste makes waste. And another tip is you ask for help. So if you're really not sure of what you're doing, go ask someone who might know what you could do with that application, or with that site. At the last resort, you can also email your teacher on what you can do. Number three, you should prepare your mindset. So for the parents and the students, I have two suggestions. Number one, for the parents, refuse the thinking that this is too too new for you to understand. Anyone can understand this. It's just a tool. It's just a tool that anyone can use. So don't don't think that you are incapable of understanding how to use things. And for the students, you are actually born in the age of technology. If anyone else is supposed to be good with this, it's you. So I'm confident that you will be able to understand and use these things because it was made by people like you. So those are my tips, and I hope that you will be able to use them as effectively as we hope. Here's a little some cartoons that I thought were quite funny, that you might find humorous. You see, in the ancient times, they were protesting the use of wheels as a new technology. So you see here people protesting against the use of it. And number two, these two guys who are mocking Crag for trying to understand fire. So yeah, they just called Crag of a nerd, but he's actually doing something nice for himself. Right. So I hope that was a nice little wrap up for our video, and I hope that we can have a you will have a great time with CFA.